Hey guys, it's Alicia. So today I am back with another video. Actually, this is a sort of a redo of a video that is private on my channel. Basically, the other day I FaceTimed with another deaf girl. Her name is Jade and her mom, Sasha. And we had a really good conversation. The next video that'll come out next week is actually going to be for her as well. Actually, I don't know what order these videos are coming out in. Whichever one comes out first, you'll see. Both related to the same girl. And basically I was like, just ask me a bunch of questions and I will do my best to answer them. So I'm going to go through those questions again and basically talk about everything that we talked about in that video and off screen that you guys didn't see and won't see probably. I don't know. I'm debating if I want to post that video or not. But yeah, so let's get into it, shall we? So we start off the video with the first question, which was, how old was I when I got my hearing aid? I've discussed this in previous video. I was 10, 11, grade 4. Great time to be finding out you're deaf. Yeah, that answers the question. What things did I find out I couldn't hear before after getting my hearing aid? So directly after I got my hearing aid, I immediately could hear the engine of the car, which was strange to say nonetheless. It's weird to just randomly not be able to hear the car, sorry, to not be able to hear the car when you get into your car, and then all of a sudden you hear the car. When you go back in. It's quite strange. But yes, I could hear the car and it was like, I can hear the car engine now. I never could do that before. So that was fun. Yeah, things like that. It just, the little things that you never realized you can hear before, I could all of a sudden hear, which was interesting. How long did it take me to realize I was deaf? Truly, I don't. As a young girl before grade 4, I think I knew I couldn't hear, but I never said anything. Because a friend would whisper something in my deaf ear, and I think I would just pretend I heard them, like, smile and nod. Yeah, I totally heard what you said. No, I didn't actually, definitely did not. But I would just pretend. I don't think I actually thought anything of it until grade 4, and they actually did the test correctly, because I don't think they were doing it right beforehand. So when they did the test correctly in grade 4, they found out I was deaf, because like the sound would carry when they were doing the test, but when they did in grade 4, it didn't carry, and that's how I found out I was deaf in my right ear. And she's like, you're deaf. It's like, oh, explains a lot of things. That's not normal apparently. What? Yeah. Fun days. Should or should you not get a hearing aid? Debatable. Truly, it depends on you. If you think you need the hearing aid for your everyday life, get a hearing aid. If you don't need it in your everyday life, then don't get a hearing aid. If you work from home and you're often on like video calls and stuff, and it just isn't a requirement for your day-to-day life, it probably isn't necessary. If you work a day job, or you're like a lawyer or something, or just a really random job, a lawyer, sure, why not? A lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, a student yourself, a hearing aid might be beneficial for you. It really depends. In the video, Sasha and Jade and I talked about what guidance we were given. They were given no guidance, so they were told a bunch of different things. Their audiologist told them not to get a hearing aid, but their speech therapist told them to get a hearing aid. I was just told right off the bat, you're going to need a hearing aid. And they live in another province. I'm in Canada, and they live in a different province, and that's what they were told. I was told differently. So it really does depend on the person and what your day-to-day life is. I think that's the easy way to answer that question. Would I want a cochlear implant? In the video, I say that I have a mixed opinion on cochlear implants, and that is very much so true. I think that depending on the person, they can be beneficial, but I also mentioned that I think you have to be a certain range of deaf in order to get the cochlear implant. Like, I don't think I'm deaf enough. I actually don't think I qualify to get a cochlear implant. I actually don't know, though. But I've heard a lot of things about cochlear implants, so truly I question it. I'm not sure if I want it or not. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it before. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd want a cochlear implant or not. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do I forget I am wearing my hearing aid? All the time. Especially if it's just like a normal day, I'm not wearing a mask, and I'm just like going about whatever I have to do that day, and I happen to be wearing my hearing aid. I often forget about it. When I was younger, I would accidentally take a shower or something and still be wearing my hearing aid. I mean, it happens. And then I just like, oh no, my hearing aid, and take it out immediately. But yeah, I do forget about the hearing aid. It happens. Do masks get caught on the hearing aid? All the time. Yes, they get caught on the hearing aid. Especially the masks that stick behind your ear. Those definitely get caught on the hearing aid, and then when you pull the mask off, the hearing aid comes with it normally, which is why it's recommended that a deaf person doesn't wear like a mask that goes behind the ear like that, more like one of those like over things, or like a tie-on, which I do have those. I don't like the tie-on ones though. They're not comfortable. It's just my opinion. I don't enjoy those ones. Is it embarrassing to ask people to speak up in public? Yes, it is. Especially if they don't know you're deaf. I've had many situations where I can't hear a cashier at a store and I have to ask them to speak up. And then I think I had one experience where I literally had to say, I'm deaf in one ear, I can't hear you, may you speak up. Normally you get like, yeah, okay, sure. Or sometimes I'm like, what? Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll speak up, whatever. It depends on the person. You get different responses. Some people might ignore your opinion, advice, whatever you want to call it. Some people might not. I don't know. It really depends. Yeah. So this one's a stereotype. Being deaf in one ear isn't as hard as bilateral hearing loss, which isn't true. Bilateral face struggles. Single-sided face struggles. I think they're on an even playing field. Though I can't speak for that community, I can speak for my personal experiences. And the differences between being deaf in one ear and being deaf in both ears is there, yes. Deaf in both ears, you can't hear very much at all, truly. Your voice might be slurred, speech might be a problem for you. That's a thing. You need to know sign language. Deaf in one ear, you don't need to know sign language necessarily. It's good to know sign language for the community and stuff. I don't, which is actually a question that I just now answered. But no, I don't know sign language. And while bilateral face more struggles of like you need to tap them on the shoulder in order for them to be able to know you're talking, it is more hands-on sort of. Deaf in one ear, you don't need that. You don't have echolocation. You don't. Loud noises affect you more, I find. You get more tired after listening for a long while, hearing fatigue. I've talked about that before. Yeah, they're on an even playing field. And in some ways, it might be harder. And I'm not sure if that's true or not. I can't speak for it, but we fall through the cracks. You don't hear about people who are deaf in one ear. You hear about people who are deaf in both ears. And the fact that they get the support is amazing, but as a person who's deaf in one ear, I don't get everything. There are scholarships meant for deaf people, but you have to be a certain range of deaf, which I'm not that because it has to be in both ears. And though I'm profoundly deaf in one ear, that doesn't count because the other ear still works. I don't know. It's one of those things. Was I given the support I needed when I found out I was deaf, and were my teachers willing to help me? Support-wise, I would say I got the bare minimum in a way. When I found out I was deaf, it was a learning experience, but we were learning through me. No one could tell me what I needed to know. And as I said, Sasha and Jade, they basically got the same. They weren't given the total guidance that they needed. It was sort of they were on their own, and they relied on their speech therapist to tell them, yeah, you'll need hearing aids, Jade. And the audiologist said you won't need hearing aids. So it depends on the person. I was not given, I think I was given guidance, and my mom was willing to learn, and so was I. And I got hearing aids, and my teachers, they wanted to help me, but it didn't help that I was so not vocal for those 3 years after getting my hearing aids. 4 to 6. I think I wanted to be normal. I didn't want to be deaf. I just wanted to be Alicia. I didn't want to have this other thing that I needed to worry about. There was already so much to worry about, which is difficult to say the least. But being able to speak up and be okay with yourself is also really important. So, yeah. We also talked about feeling alone, that feeling of isolation and not having the necessary support of another person who's like you, which is very beneficial in so many ways. I didn't get that. I never have got it. And now I'm doing it by communicating with other people on social media and learning their experiences. Sasha and Jade reached out to me from my Facebook page about hearing loss, and that's how I met them, and I've known them for about a year now, and they're amazing. Jade has support now. She has a little friend of her own who's around her age, and they're both deaf in one ear, and it's great that she has that support. Having someone who's like you is truly so beneficial, because though people tell you you're not alone, there's other people who are like you, it's even more obvious when they're literally like face to face with you, and you can have a really personal conversation about it with them. Someone your mom might tell you you're not alone, there are other people like you, but it's not entirely true until you meet someone who's like you, which is really beneficial and helpful, and it just makes you feel good, and yeah, I already answered this question. Do I know sign language? I know a little bit. I know this is banana. In the original video, I said this is more. This is actually milk. This is more. This is cookie. This is time. A. L. I think this is I, or is this Y? Is this Y? Is this Y? I have no idea. I don't know that much about sign language. I have a book about sign language, but I don't know a lot. And then we went back to hearing aids, and we talked about how it's improving in technology-wise. My hearing aids aren't the most technologically advanced. They do the basics. They connect to an FM, which the FM can then connect to a computer through a cord, which is cool, I suppose. I don't use that function very often, though. But yeah, my hearing aids can't do much. But nowadays, you can get like hearing aids that connect to Bluetooth and stuff. And I think that's just normal. I think that is just how they come, but I don't know. I haven't done my research on that. I think Sasha said that that's probably correct, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. That was the last question. Yeah, we had a good conversation. Thank you to those two for doing the video with me. There's another video that'll be either before or after this that is special for those two as well. Yeah, I hope this is an example that you can come and talk to me if you want to. I enjoy talking to the community. It's amazing to know that you can make a difference in the world. And I had a really good conversation with them. I hope we can talk again. If you want to see the original video, let me know. It's privated on my channel at the moment, but I can unprivate it if you guys want to see it, the original. Just let me know. But for now, this is the version you guys will get. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day. Bye!